The Flying Doctors Society of Africa was started in 1971 by Sir Michael Wood, Sir Archibald Makindo, and Dr. Tom Rees with the aim of raising money for surgical services within East Africa.
Since 1971, the Flying Doctors Society of Africa has actually disbursed more than 1 billion shillings across East Africa for outreach projects.
Being a fundraising organization, the Flying Doctors Society runs a membership scheme where the members enjoy free air and ground evacuation services in case of an emergency.
Our membership covers Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda and Burundi. They are divided into 2 sections where you can get membership for Kenya only and membership for East Africa. As a member, in case of any medical emergency, you are able to call our radio control room, which is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can arrange for that evac, which the evac is done to Wilson Airport and a ground ambulance to hospital of choice within Nairobi.
For the last 15 years, Fdsa has put focus on fistula program by raising funds for women with obstetric fistula.
Fistula is a very, very devastating and traumatic condition, obviously for women, but by extension for men and the children and everybody else.
So obstetric fistula is a severe birth injury. It occurs when a woman in labors for long, sometimes more than 24 hours. So fistula occurs as a result of prolonged labor. Basically, the tissues between the baby and the pelvis is usually the bladder and also the urethra, and then on the back side we have the rectum, and the anal region. So if they all develops between the reproductive tract system and the urine system, then you end up with leakage of urine, which is continuous and all the time. If the damage occurs on the back side, where you find the rectum and the anus are affected, then you end up with the leakage of stool all the time.
So most of these women come from very, very poor backgrounds because they are not able to afford the surgery. Not only that, most of these women have been trying to give birth at home, especially when maternal health care in Kenya was not free. What used to happen? They give birth at home. So not only does she have to live through leaking stool or urine, she also has to live through the pain of losing a child.
A lot of emphasis had been given to these other health problems. And fistula was one of the most neglected area of particularly of concern to us, even as health workers. And we thought if we now took this as one of our priority area, not only to help women to be repaired, but also to educate. So it was both to educate for prevention as well as for corrective surgery. What should happen is, again, to go into the expectant women. When they're expecting, they should be advised as much as possible to go for antenatal care, because this is when you detect whether the woman's pelvis is going to be able to push that baby, whether the woman's age does allow to have a baby. Because as you know, fistula is mainly caused by obstructed labor.
In Kenya, it is estimated that roughly 3,000 women and girls develop fistula every year. This number could, however, be understated, as many women hide in shame with the condition for years.
I've been in the society as a nurse. We have been involved in fistula repair for women who are affected in all parts of the country.
We work with partners, we work with the Freedom from Fistula Foundation, we work with the Safaricom Foundation, and every year we also rope in other corporate organizations to come in and join our campaign.
Mimi nafanya na community health worker as a volunteer. Niseme hapo kama mbeleni mimi sikuwa nimeielewa vizuri, lakini niliona wamama wa kijiji yangu walipelekwa huko na nikaona wameenda hospitali na wakatibia na wakapona. Sasa wakati tulipelekwa training na flying doctors ndio nilielewa kabisa. Kutoka hapo tukaanza kwa kutembelea vikundi, unawaongeleshea wamama, unaona tu ni kama wanasikia uoga, lakini kwa sasa tangu tuingiane na wao kabisa, wanaweza kutuuliza maswali na sisi tunawajibu.
Flying doctors, they have helped us also so much because they assist us during the camps, and at least we share the cost with the hospital. So we are grateful and very happy for the hover.
These all can be corrected surgically through a repair surgery, quite specialized, and basically the cure rates, they are quite high. It's possible to repair as much as almost 90% of the patients, and they get well. So surgery is very important.
It's an overwhelming success. In fact, it's very surprising. We are getting patients from as far as Voi and Loitoktok, which is a clear indication that this problem of fistula is with us, and it's actually not confined to specific areas.
You know, this fistula is like an outcast in Kisii. Watu wamejitenga, hawaishi na watu wengine kwa vile because of the nature of the disease.
Tangu mwaka 2015 ndio nilianza nikisikia makonjoro kwa sudden inamwagika, lakini without any direction. So nikashindwa kwa nini kimetendeka. So mimi nikaona ni jambo ya kuniaibisha sana. Sikuhisi kuambia mtu yeyote. Nikaona watu watakuwa wakiniona wananipointi, wanasema huyu anajikonjoreanga, anajikunianga, so nikanyamaza.
I got married when I was only 19. At 20 I got my first child. At 22 I got my second child. And the day I labored, I could not reach the health facilities very, very fast because we were staying about 25 kilometers away from Bungoma District Hospital. And the nearest health facility was a dispensary that was not working during the night. We only used to have services from Monday to Friday. The weekends there were no services.
I used to have some leakage, which I didn't understand after giving birth because I was young, and I think it was caused by prolonged labor. I went to the doctor to ask for help, but the doctor told me it was an infection. He gave me some medicine, but after the medicine the problem still continued, and I didn't know what to do. And I didn't tell anyone, I didn't tell my mom. I used to live with my mom initially before I got married. And even after my marriage, I didn't tell my husband. There was no one to tell, it was something shameful. I didn't tell even my friends, no one knew. And I've been living like that. Traveling was a problem because I never used to have a running stomach. When I get running stomach, I had to rush to the toilet. If there is no toilet nearby, everything will just come out.
You are on duty, so you have to ask for permission to go home and change, wash, and then go back. So every time I could fake. I could tell my head teacher, "Sir, I'm just going somewhere, I'm coming back." So I could rush to the house, change, and then go back to school. It went on like that. Then in the year 2000, I decided to vie for a seat in the teachers' union. And then we went around campaigning, and you know, when you are addressing people, they listen to you, they want to know what you're saying. But at a given time, you realize that you want to release air. And you know, it could come out with a sound because, you know, all the two ends are open, you know. So it could make a sound. So I could address people, but so scared. There was a time I went to Nairobi, then I went to my sister's child became sick, then we went to Kenyatta. So when we went to Kenyatta, I saw a big banner talking about the fistula, wherever. Then I shared with my sister. She told me, oh, you've had this all along. I said, yes. She told me, this is where they do it. So I told her, the day you will hear, tell me. So in the year 2016, she heard about it. Then just as I arrived in school in the morning, she called me. When she called me, I went straight to my teacher's office and told him, sir, I want to go to hospital. It took me time to explain. I walked out of his office first. Niende nijipange on how I'm going to explain my situation. So I went back to him and told him, sir, I've been living with a given condition for a very long time. And we had worked with him for 6 years. And I told him, I gave him example of some incidents whereby I could tell him, sir, I'm just going out and I'm coming back. And I had to tell him the truth now. I told him, this is what I've been going to do. And the Flying Doctors of Africa are doing operations on people with this condition, and I think this is my time. He told me, go. So the next day I was in a shuttle going to Nairobi. I went to Kenyatta, they prepared us for theatre and they did it.
Yes. Yes. Wonekero najite kwigurenderetie gukwana matangazo na libajite kondosia majite likoru esinkurara mbia nkurara timbu atibo kongobono bwa machenje mbiyande.
I want to assure you that from that time I gained back my confidence.
I can travel without being scared of wetting myself.
Speaking before people and my freedom to eat what I want. I had peace of mind.
I'm happy.
Naona nitakuwa nikielimisha wamama wenzangu.
If there's anything good that has ever happened to me, is that operation.
Part of our efforts to help women includes raising awareness and educating men about fistula and the challenges that the women go through before treatment, thereby reducing the number of women who are abandoned by their husbands when they get fistula.
So the message through media has even shown us that there are so many people suffering out there, but they have not been coming to the light to know what they should do. We are proud to know that those patients, we can restore their dignity through these fistula operations so that the ladies can feel that they fit in the society.
So these days, the numbers have reduced. We are seeing people coming by themselves, and it is as if the old ones, the old cases are now coming down. The few now we are getting, they are the new cases.
I think fistula, we should look at it from the old adage that prevention is better than cure. And if women do not know the signs and symptoms of these problems, they will not be able to. So education during the antenatal care, and also education in going to seek medical or health care as soon as one finds that is not able to deliver. It should be a national health program which should be incorporated in maternal and child health. If it is done that way, it will go a long, long way to eradicate, and it can be eradicated.
Flying Doctor Society of Africa flies where other people don't, and many times for free. And these are medical evacuations. That means it touches societies where anybody else will not do it. And that resonates very closely with us because we go to areas that are underserved, deprived, and many times excluded from globalization. So that is an automatic symbiotic relationship with their philosophy and our philosophy. We believe in sustainability. So we've partnered with the Flying Doctor Society of Africa in the past in their several initiatives, from buying membership for our staff, because our business units are out there in the remote areas. So we are automatic customers or clients for Flying Doctor Society of Africa.
We have offices in Tanzania, in Arusha and in Dar es Salaam. We have members who sign up for membership from across the world, the US, the UK, the Europe, when they are coming to safari within East Africa. This gives them peace of mind, and this also boosts our fundraising in that all their new subscriptions go towards the work of Fistula.
Makampuni mengi yanajiunga na sisi kwa ajili ya wageni wao wanaoenda safari mbalimbali kutembelea sehemu mbalimbali za Tanzania zenye vivutio ikiwa mlima Kilimanjaro, Serengeti, Ngorongoro, Manyara. Zote hizi kuna members wanafurahia kama annual membership, wamekuwa wakipata evacuation kutoka Tanzania na kuletwa Nairobi kwa ajili ya matibabu. Pia wageni waliopata shida maporini tumewasaidia kwa kupata evacuation na kuja kupata matibabu pale pale Arusha, na wengine walikuja mpaka Nairobi.
Many years ago, say more than 30 years, somebody introduced me to this, that flying doctors are there. When you are in need, you can come. So I became a member. I became with my wife life member. At that time I said, okay, let me be wife. Slowly once it happens that one of our friend got sick and he needed emergency service, but he cannot make it. So the next day I thought that if I was there, I would have got help from Flying Doctor immediately, and I had a help or whatever was good to me. So I started to go to my people whenever I go to my functions or my social service. I'm a social serviceman going, as I'm retired now, my religious places. So I start to talk to them that this is Flying Doctor. They say, it is okay, when we are sick they will come and treat. I said, no, it is not like that. It's a special emergency like an ambulance. You are sick in Nairobi, you are sick in Kisumu, you are wherever you are sick, but if you need to be shifted, that is rescue or shifting, so they will come and shift you.
Okay, so one day I got a call from my younger sibling that my mother was very ill and she was in a panic mode. So I was trying to get the details of what was going on. I remembered that she had signed up for Flying Doctor Society of Africa. So I told her, have you called them? And she said, yes, I have. I must have been there for around 10 minutes, and Flying Doctor Society of Africa ambulance was on site. The thing that really impressed me about them is first their conduct, very professional. You know, they had their uniform, they properly ID'd themselves and asked me to lead them to the patient. I must say that it's one of the experiences that I've had with them that has given me that confidence to be a member and to also get whoever I care about, whoever I love, to sign up. And also just to know that even if hopefully I'll never be evacuated, that extra money goes to a good cause that makes women's lives better.
It is our endeavor to treat as many women as we can. You too can be part of the difference through becoming a member or contributing directly to the Fistula program. With us, it's people that matter.